Yellow just walking in the house in my road, gotta make her put it on. She don't like wearing clothes, just left Concord, North Carolina. I was licking on booty in a whole lot of vagina. Eat a boozer with some ice cream, she'll remember you. Ice Cube make it chip, shiver like the way they do.
See me with the crew, I had to get some food. I see you looking like you do. Had to make a move,
But a lot of the time, it doesn't necessarily match with what I'm looking for.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Wait, quick question for y'all in here. Have you ever dated a hood black chick?
Yeah.
Have you?
Only Indian girls.
Have you?
That's why, again, I have.
So, if you were to prefer a girl, would you date her? Question for you.
I don't look at, race doesn't come into play. Like, I just look at the traits. Like, you guys, that's why I don't understand how you don't see an issue with what you said. Because you both just said, hey, I look for traits first, like the personality traits, and it doesn't matter her skin tone. But then in the clip, you guys are saying, I don't date black, I don't date dark, I don't fuck with Shaniqua's. Like, you're just talking about race in that entire clip. So how do you not see the problem with the clip when you both just say, hey, I go for personality
first? You said LaShonda and LaQuisha. And
you said you don't do dark.
That was a joke, bro.
I
think there's a lot of reading into this clip right now. Like, it's like,
here's what I think though. I
do believe
it's a joke, man.
I mean, that's a cop out.
Yeah,
it's a cop. Like, if your show is educational and I'm trying to help people, and then when I say something wrong, that was a joke.
I run around the room. We gotta make it entertaining too, bro.
I think
ninja stuff.
I'm always gonna be on the side. I'm always gonna be on the side of jokes, and that's just who I am. I'm a comedian. I support.
We
that,
also can't necessarily ask him to have the same empathy as us as comedians.
Of course,
that's a black dude. But
a comedian, I always gotta defend
I can
jokes.
understand. I'm trying to be funny and I misword some shit, but then when I peel it back and I I dig into what you're saying, it's still it's more troubling to me.
So say that. Say, hey, I misspoke. I told a bad joke. But you guys are doubling down and saying that you're like, there's nothing wrong with what I said.
Nope.
There's nothing wrong at all.
But I don't. But that's cap.
Bullshit.
Y'all both said that you date black women as long as they fit the things that you want.
It's not a normal preference.
But no. Okay. You're taking Dublin Dark as like every blogger. We're saying LaQuisha, LaShonda. I'm not dating no hood black chick, bro. Hell no.
So you misspoke. You made a bad joke.
Nigga, we said it's a joke.
No, but I'm saying, so you made a bad joke. So you wish you didn't say that.
No.
But
you're being hypocrites. You're being hypocrites, and this is a cop out.
I don't know. I just feel like it's ego. It's like sometimes we get in the situation where like
I've done this.
I said some shit. Listen, we do this shit all the fucking time, right? You say some shit, and then you get all this backlash. And you're like, man, fuck all these people. I'm gonna stand on this shit to the end of time. But if it's not really what you feel, then what you standing on? Like you, I think, are being the most honest. I think you got too much ego.
No,
and
it's
you're
not
willing
ego
to back
at all.
off
It's
on
just
that.
that there's a lot of reading into this clip from like a year ago of us just
bro,
having a good time.
You're making it about the
pod.
clip. I'm making it about what you're saying right now.
Yes.
My preference is, which is honestly bullshit. It is, I don't want to date black girls. That's the way every black dude that fucks white girls says it. I've dated black girls in my life. All right, bro. Who the fuck hasn't except me? You know what I mean? Everybody gonna dabble in everything. It is the mentality that I have an issue with, and Alex is upset with the specific words, true, but underneath it, he's upset with the mentality. And the words bothered him, but I think the mentality would still be troublesome to him, where it's like, what is, I need a girl that's submissive. Like that's, if y'all are really trying to help men.
That shit is nice, bro, because I got one that's not,
nice.
And
it's nice, but it's a lot of shit that
is difficult, bro.
No, it's fine. A lot of stuff you guys say in general, I think is stuff that's kind of childish. It is, I saw a clip where you were like, oh, the nuclear family's falling apart. What do? I don't get married. Just don't get married. You actually trying to help men, or you talking to fucking incels who are 18 years old? You know what I mean? That's some shit you say to college. I'm gonna turn you from a simp to a pimp. All right, bro. Can we grow up? You guys are self-help. Hey, we're trying to help men. So either we're funny, or help men and be real and be honest with yourself, and don't have an ego like, I have a preference. Be honest. Have an honest conversation. And I don't think the manosphere or manaverse or whatever, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think there are people who are doing it really well. The roommates, Hafiz, that's who put me on to you guys. Great. But let's just be mature about what we feel. And part of that maturity is, it was a bad joke. I don't actually feel exactly that way.
I mean, if you guys feel that way, that's fine. But
respectfully,
we make our content, you know what I'm saying? People enjoy it. We make jokes on it. We provide entertainment. We provide education. We do everything, because if you just only provide, self-help stuff without any type of entertainment value, people aren't going to.
I agree with that.
I think jokes are.
So
I think it's a joke.
No, the
we have a
joke,
good time
again,
with it.
I don't have a problem with the joke. I'm telling you guys.
I think it's clear. I think and I also would say this. I think it's very important that men learn certain skills, right? I think it's important that men learn how to fight, I think that it's important they learn how to talk, and I think it's important they learn how to
make money,
have sex.
And sex.
Yeah, I mean that, like, how to have sex with a woman, not literally the act, but like how to get a woman to the point where they want to have sex with them. I think these are really important because I think the better that men are at those three things, the better they become as human beings. And I think when you're not, right, you're a bitter kind of fucking angry dude.
Of course.
So
school shooters.
I think real talk. That's what happens with the school.
And I want to say
school
something
shooter
real
getting
quick
pussy.
too.
Like,
as far as like the marriage and the incel thing, what we do is we provide guys information so they kind of go into dealing with women, especially in the West, in a way where they can protect themselves. Because marriage, you know, even though it's a fantastic institution and we definitely believe in a nuclear family, the setup for it right now is not optimal because the divorce courts heavily, you know, favor women. There's a lot of situations where guys can absolutely get destroyed from divorce and marriage. So we just tell guys, hey, go with your eyes wide open, understand the laws, understand the stats, and know what you're getting yourself into.
I think I don't have a problem with, I don't disagree with what Andrew said. The way I look at it is, you know, you watch them you see them evolutionary charts from Neanderthal to Homo sapien.
Yeah.
Y'all are the first motherfucker out of Neanderthal. But grow with your audience, mature with your audience as you work on yourselves and add some nuance to what you're saying.
how old are you guys?
29.
29 and
I'm 31.
and 31. So you guys are adults. Like it's I think that like
I mean,
like,
hey, if you don't like the content, totally fine. You know, a lot of people enjoy
I have
it.
respect for your hustle.
You know,
I have respect for, again, you guys as guys, from what I've heard, are stand-up guys. So I don't want to be, if I'm crossing a line, that's my bad. And I also don't want to.
No, totally.
I also don't want to talk shit in an environment where I know I don't have to fight and just say whatever
totally
because
cool,
I
man.
can't fight. So I don't want to be a phony.
I think it's important to be able to come together, have differing opinions, have a discussion about it.
Yeah.
No big deal. And you might feel our content's immature. That's fine. A lot of guys enjoy it. You know, we help a lot of guys out. We've saved a bunch of guys from, hurting themselves. I don't want to say the word because we're on YouTube. Self-deletion. We get messages all the time about it. So, I think we're making an impact.
I think that's something I think this is something important because like guys are gonna reach out. Like I remember when I was young, right? Like there was a book that came out called The Game by a guy named Neil Strauss. Do you guys know? And this
Classic.
is like the pickup artist movement kind of really happened around this book, and it was fucking. And I remember reading the book, and I remember like talking to my friends, like, bro, you guys got to read this book. Like there are people who have actually like found the science of getting laid, and at first it was like really exciting, right? It was like, oh my God, like they're like tools to this shit. It's not just rolling the dice every time you talk to a girl. Like there's things that you can actually do. And then eventually it was corny because I thought it was weird that if you thought you had so much value, you would have to devalue a woman for her to see value in you. And I was like, nah, this is whack. Like there's other ways to do it. Like if you actually have value, like she's gonna figure that out if you spend enough time with her. That was at least my philosophy on the book, right? Like this idea that like you gotta like hurt their feelings and shit so all of a sudden they like you. It's like if you think you're the shit, I don't gotta hurt your feelings. If you truly believe in yourself, right? So I was like, all right, this is a little bit corny, but what I thought was really important about it is that it took certain guys who could never fucking get laid and got them to a point where they could get laid. And ideally with that tool, they could learn how to not misuse it. And I think that's the same with like dudes who don't know how to fight. They want to posture up and beat up everybody, right?
Yeah.
And if you go to a fucking boxing gym, never one of those dudes tries to start a fight with you.
And I'll say this, like what our channel does is like we help guys prepare themselves to kind of like
You don't think so,
deal
Al?
with women
No,
in general.
not at all.
I actually
Like,
thought of
because-
that
Have you
book.
been to a boxing gym?
No. I'm talking about that book.
I thought about that
Do you
book
think
with
people
this
are really going to
specific-
learn those tools and then have the wherewithal to learn not to misuse it?
I think at the end
they're
of the
gonna
day,
get
you
pussy and then continue.
What I'm saying is like when you first start boxing, like you start hitting the mitts and you look good in the
No,
fucking
I get
mitts.
that.
Like you in the bar, like ready. And then eventually you spar a little bit, you get humbled, right? And then you learn and you actually spar and you start humbling other people and you're like, okay, I feel confident enough in myself. I don't need to misuse this power. And I think when you first start to get laid, you're like, oh shit, I could like have sex with women. I go out to the bar and it's kind of like up to me. Holy shit, this is fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think eventually you start going, okay, I don't need to kind of misuse this in a crazy way. I'm feeling something else. Or you start, if you're really honest with yourself, you find out what you're feeling with that
I
pussy.
think
Because you gotta.
some people make that realization. Others might never and just continue to use those coercion techniques to get women. And then that's why women think so shitty of those types
And
of
I
men.
will say this in their
And then
defense, that is
paint men
kind
with
of
that whole picture.
But that's not their responsibility.
that's-
Exactly. Like
They're
I mean, but they
still
did-
probably
yeah.
helping more people than they hurt. I do think as you have sustained listeners, they're gonna. Again, the end of the book is why I thought of them. The end of the book, whether it's cap or not, the guy basically just realizes it's kind of empty.
In today's dating marketplace, the way dating is between men and women, girls have a crazy upper hand. You know what I'm saying? And we've talked about this with how the world's changed with Instagram, online dating apps, etc. Women really have all their leverage when it comes to dating and relationships nowadays. So what we teach guys is to kind of go into this fight that you're talking about and be prepared. Most women are using rocket launchers and guys are going in there either bare fists or with butter knives, right? They don't really know what they're doing. So we tell them, listen, man, you got to understand how women operate, how they think, etc. And a lot of girls finesse guys. So we teach guys female nature, how to understand how women communicate versus how men communicate, how to get what you want out of relationships without getting finessed. Because the thing between men and women is that men are trying to get sex, women are trying to get money, time, attention, resources, whatever, and both genders are leveraging, right, their asset to get the other commodity from the other without necessarily giving up their asset. Men want to get the box without necessarily having to go on dates and spend money. Girls want to get the money and the dates without necessarily giving up box. So it's a delicate dance between the two where you're going to try to, get what you want out of dating. And unfortunately, most guys don't know how to navigate this properly, So that's what we teach guys, to basically fight fire with fire, because girls are playing the game. Girls are finessing guys. We have a whole sugar daddy epidemic going on right now. We have got a bunch of girls finessing dudes. So we teach guys how to fight fire with fire.